What's up, guys? How's it going? It's your boy 6 Points HELLCAT. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. Dude, this door, man. But anyways, hope you guys are having a great day. It's Thursday, almost the end of the week. Friday, the weekend is right around the corner, so we're just trying to survive until the weekend so I can finally go ahead and drive this car. I haven't driven it in about a week, so I've been busy with work, but today's my first day off, so I decided to come out with another video for you guys. So today's video, let's get right into it. So for those guys that do know, which I'm sure most of you guys do know, I have a Bwoody intake on my HELLCAT right now. So I'm going to keep you guys in the loop since you guys are my fam. I did order a JLT. Ugh, my God, bro, my balls just dropped right now. I just ordered a JLT intake for my car just last week. So it should be coming early next week. I already sold the Bwoody to someone. So once that JLT intake comes in, I'll do the install, and then I'll go ahead and ship the Bwoody intake out to you. So today I just want to do a video on the Bwoody intake pretty much. So I've owned this intake. It's been about 2 months now that I've owned the intake, and it's been nothing but fun, man. I love the sound that this supercharger gives off with the Bwoody intake. So nothing but good times, but I just want to do a review on the Bwoody intake since I'm going to be getting the JLT in pretty soon, and then I'll go ahead and do the install on the JLT, and then down the line I'll do a review on the JLT intake. So we're going to do a review on the Bwoody intake today. So I'm going to go over the pros and cons of why you should or should not buy this intake. So if you guys currently own a HELLCAT and you're looking at getting an aftermarket intake, and there's pretty much only one reason why you would be considering getting an aftermarket cold air intake, and that's because you want to enhance the supercharger whine. If you're just looking for performance, I would say just stick with the HELLCAT air box. It does a tremendously good job and making sure nothing but cold air goes straight into the intake. So if you're looking for performance, just stick with the stock HELLCAT air box. If you're looking for a little bit more aftermarket, more supercharger sound, we're gonna go over the Bwoody right now, and then we'll also go talk about its competitors and see what kind of difference it makes as far as the sound and performance goes. So let's go ahead and start the car. I haven't started in about a week now, so let's go ahead and do a little cold start video for you guys. Close the hood. My 4-star wheels. I honestly haven't had any time to go to the tire shop, to Salinas Tires, and have them install my wheels. I'm still waiting, so I'm gonna go ahead and color the bead locks white. I'm only gonna do that one section, so I think that's enough to make it stand out with the white Daytona stripe as well as the calipers. So I don't even know if you guys can hear me right now since the exhaust is a little bit loud. Stock exhaust. Let's go and start her up, let her warm up for a bit. So it's like 85 degrees outside right now. It's not too hot. It's drivable weather. So we're gonna go over the pros and cons of the Bwoody intake, and it's nice that it's a little bit on the warmer side. So we're gonna go over the intake air temps as well, due to the fact that the Bwoody intake, the only major con that I can think of, right, just that we're gonna talk about real quick, is that heat shield. It doesn't come with the heat shield. So we're gonna go over that. We're gonna go drive around, and I'll show you guys the intake air temps, and we'll pretty much go over what's good and what's bad about this intake. So let's go ahead and warm her up, and then we'll go for a spin. Alright guys, so let's get right into the pros and cons. So we're going to start off with the pros first. Definitely want to start off with a positive attitude to this video. So I think judging by that last clip, I'm sure you guys already know what the first thing is, and that is the supercharger whine. So are you fucking serious right now, bro? Are you wearing a mask and shit in the car? But anyways guys, so the first pro is definitely going to be the supercharger whine. So the supercharger whine on the Bwoody is absolutely insane. I've owned an aftermarket intake on my old HELLCAT before. Man, why do people wear masks? I mean, I'm getting like, oh, god damn it, I don't know why it bugs me so much. But anyways guys, so the supercharger whine on the HELLCATs is already pretty, it's like really muffled down. So once you open it up with an aftermarket intake, any cold air intake with like an open air intake is gonna enhance the supercharger whine regardless of what kind of intake it is. Now with that being said, there are different aftermarket intakes that enhance the whine much louder than others. So we're gonna talk about the Bwoody, obviously. So the Bwoody, I've owned the Legmaker intake in the past, and that one was pretty loud as well, due to the fact that it was the first intake that I had on my Hellcats. So I really had nothing to compare it to, and also none of my friends owned Hellcats at the time, so I didn't really have any other Hellcats or any other aftermarket intakes to compare it to as well. So that one was pretty loud. Now, ever since I got this car and threw the Bwoody on here, oh my god, the supercharger whine is so much louder than the leg maker. It's just crazy. I don't really know what they do. There's some sort of engineering that they do, but it's really not a big intake, and for it to produce that much sound is just phenomenal, man. I'm honestly really impressed with how well Bwoody Performance made this intake. So if you're looking for whine, if you're looking for the sound, Bwoody Intake 100% is the way to go. So with that being said, now we got the sound out of the way as far as the supercharger goes. Now let's get into the performance part. So this is pretty much why I'll get right into why I ordered the Jlt Intake instead to replace the Bwoody. So pretty much there's two reasons to that. One, the Bwoody Intake does not come with a heat shield. So that's the number one problem that I've had with this car, with the intake at least, is that it does not come with a heat shield. Therefore, it does heat soak the engine a lot. So my intake air temps jump pretty crazily sometimes. I mean, I think just like a few weeks ago we hit like 95 degrees on a day, 95 to 100 I believe, and my intake air temps, I shit you not, they were at like 170, and I was like, oh my god, this is way too hot. I literally just drove the car home, popped the hood, I turned on the race cool down, and I let the car cool down because I was honestly really worried for the engine. For an intake air temperature to be at that high, it's pretty scary, to be honest. So definitely that's my main concern with the intake. Secondly, after the heat shield, is that the intake itself, the Bwoody intake itself, is made out of metal. It's like a metallic material. So for those that do know, on the leg maker intake, it's made out of carbon fiber. So for those guys that do know, carbon fiber does not heat up nearly as quick as metal does. Carbon fiber actually, I mean, even on a hot day, I would drive my old Hellcat around with the leg maker intake, and I would pop the hood and feel the cold air intake from the leg maker, and it wasn't even hot. It was a little warm, but it definitely wasn't hot. And then when I open this hood and pop it and I feel that intake, it like burns my hand. So as you guys can see, there's a huge difference between the two, and that was pretty much my two reasons for switching from the Bwoody to the Jlt Intake. The Jlt Intake is I know the exterior is made out of plastic, not really too sure what the interior of the intake is made out of, but it definitely I know from a lot of people that have had experience with the Jlt Intakes, their intake air temperatures are much cooler, and that's also due to the fact that it comes with a heat shield around it. So for those guys that do know, they do sell the JLT heat shield separately, so you can get that heat shield separately from JLT, and you could throw that on your Bwoody intake, on your leg maker intake even. But the main reason why I didn't order that heat shield is because the Bwoody intake is made out of metal. So I just wanted a whole new intake, and I know a lot of people that have modified Hellcats that are running really good numbers, they all have JLT intakes, so none of them have Bwoody intakes. So while the sound of the Bwoody is crazy good, it's really an addicting sound, catches all the attention around you. I'm looking for more performance gains at this point, so I'm going to stick with the JLT intake. I definitely do want a little bit more sound out of my supercharger whine. If I didn't want that, I would definitely stick with the Hellcat Airbox, like I said at the beginning of this video. But I do want to hear the supercharger whine. From what I know, my boy Killcat, he was saying the other day that if you're looking for sound, Bwoody is the way to go, but if you're looking for performance, GLT 100% runs much cooler temperatures, and you'll get more of a horsepower gain out of the intake. I'm not a huge believer in intakes making like 35 horsepower gain, but with a tune and everything running correctly, I'm sure there is some gain to be made out of the intakes. So that's my main two concerns with the Bwoody intake, was just that the intake is made out of metal and it does not come with a heat shield. Now to get on to the third topic, and that is the price of these intakes. So if you guys are looking at purchasing an aftermarket intake, you do expect to pay around $400 to $500 for intakes. So I'm going to go over the three major Hellcat intakes. So number one, obviously the Bwoody. Secondly, we have the GLT. Third, we have the leg maker. So let's go over the prices and see how much these cost, whichever one is more cost efficient for you. The Bwoody intake, I believe I paid like $430. Out the door it was like $460, $470. They are on back order right now. It's like 6 to 7 week back order, so you're gonna be waiting a while. I think it's due to this whole COVID thing going on. Just shipping and everything's taking much longer, and limited staffing to build these intakes, because I believe, to my knowledge, these intakes are made to order, so they don't have any in stock. So that's the thing. So Jlt Intake, the one that I just ordered last week, it's I paid $419 for it out the door. I think it was like $430, $440. So it's a little bit cheaper than the Bwoody, just a little bit cheaper. But it comes with the heater shield and everything, so I'm really excited to see how the JLT does compared to the Bwoody. And thirdly, we have the leg maker. This one is actually going to be the most expensive one out of the three, due to the fact that it is like a full carbon fiber thing. I think for the leg maker, I paid like $500 for it. I think I paid a little bit over $500. So the intake is definitely more expensive, but that's all things considered, it's carbon fiber. So carbon fiber, I will say it's a beautiful intake. It looks absolutely amazing. JLT intake really looks basic. It's just like a plastic intake. Doesn't look too crazy, nothing too crazy about it. The Bwoody, you can choose a color to powder coat it, which is really nice. I chose a black to match my car. So that's the one thing that I love about the Bwoody and the leg maker. They look really good. But I'm definitely looking for performance at this point. Once I modify the car, the last thing that I want is for the car to pull timing due to the fact that my intake air temps are high. So that is the last thing that I want. So I think it's a good trade-off. I definitely want the performance gains at this point. While I love the supercharger whine, I love how loud it is, I just definitely need something that will keep my engine warm. If you guys take a look right now, so it's like 94 degrees outside. Stuck on here, so it's 94 degrees outside, and my intake air temps right now, I'm just cruising on the streets, it's 141. So that's pretty hot right now. I mean, it should never get that high. So I mean, that's obviously due to the fact that it's damn, Rush is calling me right now, bro. Let's see what he wants. Yo yo yo,
Champy,
what's going on, man?
what's you doing?
Just wrapping up a video right now.
Oh shit, look at you, bro.
Hell yeah, bro, making moves, you know.
You're making bangers. What's the video about?
It's about my Bwoody intakes. I'm just going over, I'm like reviewing it pretty much. Alright guys, sorry about that rude interruption from my boy Rush. So let's get back to the topic at hand. Let's go ahead and review the prices. So Bwoody intake, it's like $420, $430. JLT, $419. Leg maker is like $500. So definitely take that into account if you guys are looking at getting an aftermarket intake. That's pretty much the price range that you guys are going to be looking at. But let me tell you, this is my second Hellcat that I've owned, and I've had multiple aftermarket cold air intakes on the Hellcats. It is well worth the money if you guys definitely want to get more sound out of your Hellcats. So if you do want to get more sound, trust me, 100% get a cold air intake. If you want sound, if you want strictly sound, get the Bwoody. If you don't drive the car too often, you just drive it on the weekends, and you live in a colder climate preferably, Bwoody, I will say 100% is the way to go. If you're going to be racing it, dragging it, I would say JLT intake, just because of the heat shield and the material that's made out of. If you love the Bwoody intake and you love the sound that it produces, and you don't want to get rid of it, just get a heat shield for it. I mean, it definitely is going to help a lot to have a heat shield, so it does not absorb any of the heat from the engine bay. So definitely consider that before buying any cold air intakes. So that's just my thoughts on it. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Also drop a comment down below. Let me know what videos you guys want to see in the future, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day, guys.